Picture this. You've finally saved up enough to build that beautiful addition on your dream home. Or, maybe you're just ready to remodel that seriously outdated kitchen. So you find a contractor, you hand over a massive deposit, and then literally everything goes wrong. The work is just terrible, the crew stops showing up entirely, and when you finally decide to take legal action, you discover they aren't even licensed. Suddenly, you're drowning in costly mistakes, serious legal troubles, and just endless headaches. But listen, don't let this nightmare happen to you. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to absolutely master the art of verifying a contractor's license in Kentucky. This is really your ultimate tool for getting some peace of mind, protecting your hard-earned investment, and ensuring your project actually gets done right.
So is your dream contractor licensed? It sounds like a pretty straightforward question, right? But man, that answer is heavily loaded. A lot of folks actually skip this step. They might feel kind of awkward asking for paperwork, or they just assume, hey, they have a professional-looking website, they must be a legitimate business. But failing to verify these credentials can literally cost you your home. If you don't know exactly who is swinging hammers on your property, you're exposing yourself to just massive financial and physical risks. So today, we're going to make sure you know exactly how to answer this question with absolute certainty.
Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for This Explainer. First, we'll cover why license verification is essential. Second, understanding contractor licensing in Kentucky. Third, how to look up a state contractor license. Fourth, verifying local general contractors. And finally, some pro tips for ensuring accurate verification.
Let's jump right into Section 1, why license verification is essential.
Let's start with the high-stakes reality of any construction project. For most of us, our home is our biggest asset, and let's face it, construction is a high-risk industry. Running a simple background and license check, that's absolutely your best defense against a project turning into a total disaster. Just look at the severe risks of unlicensed work. First off, if an unlicensed contractor brings a crew to your house and someone falls off a ladder, they probably don't carry workers' compensation coverage. And guess who that injured worker can sue? You, the homeowner. Second, unlicensed contractors are notorious for doing unpermitted work. Fast forward a few years when it's time to sell your home, and building inspectors are going to flag that unpermitted work, forcing you to tear it all out or pay some pretty hefty fines. And finally, according to the Kentucky Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division, contractor fraud is consistently a top consumer complaint. Without a valid state license, you have no formal state complaint process to fall back on. You're completely on your own.
Moving right along to Section 2, understanding contractor licensing in Kentucky.
Now, if you've recently moved to Kentucky from another state, you might assume things work a certain way. But, well, Kentucky does things a bit differently. We need to bust the statewide general contractor license myth right here, right now. Kentucky actually uses a two-tiered system. On one side of the coin, you have specialty trades. Think plumbers and electricians. These are strictly regulated and licensed at the state level by the Department of Housing, Buildings, and Construction, also known as the DHBC. On the flip side, you have general contractors. These are the folks who oversee your whole project, build your deck, or frame your house. These contractors are governed entirely locally, at the city or county level. I really want to emphasize this exact quote from our sources. Kentucky takes an unusual approach. The Commonwealth does not require a statewide general contractor license. Let that sink in for a second. If you're out there searching for a single state-level database to verify your home builder or your residential general contractor, you're essentially on a wild goose chase. It just doesn't exist. You absolutely have to know what kind of contractor you're dealing with, so you know where to look. Which brings us to Section 3, how to look up a state contractor license. So the crucial point here is knowing exactly where to look for those state-regulated specialty trades. If you're getting your AC repaired, your water heater replaced, or your electrical panel upgraded, this is exactly what you need to pay attention to. Under Kentucky Revised Statutes, Chapter 198B, the DHBC requires state licenses for these very specific trades: electrical contractors and electricians, master and journeyman plumbers, HVAC contractors, boiler and pressure vessel contractors, and fire protection sprinkler contractors. If a contractor is doing any of this specific work, they absolutely, undeniably must hold a state license, and that's regardless of which city or county they're operating in. It's also super important to understand the concept of a qualifying agent, sometimes called a master license holder. Basically, this is the designated individual who actually holds the required master trade credentials for a contracting company to operate legally. Because of Kentucky's distinct regulatory bodies, a single construction firm performing mixed trade work, say they do both electrical and plumbing, might actually need licenses from multiple separate state boards simultaneously to do the job.
All right, here is your step-by-step guide to verifying those state trades. First, visit ky.jalportal.com or head over to the main DHBC website at dhbc.ky.gov. Second, use their SmartGov portal to search by the contractor's name, their business name, or their license number. And by the way, by law, they should have this number printed on their trucks and their advertising. Third, and honestly this is vital, don't just smile and nod when you see their name pop up. Actually click on it. Confirm that their status currently says active, double-check the expiration date, and make absolutely sure to look for any disciplinary history listed on their file.
Now, Section 4, verifying local general contractors. Let's pivot and see how this builds into the local level. Because there is no state general contractor license, your local city or county level is where you will actually go to verify the GC who's building your home addition, fixing your roof, or remodeling your kitchen. And this perfectly illustrates the massive variation you'll find between cities. Look at Louisville, for example. As the state's largest city, they use the Department of Codes and Regulations, issuing Type A licenses if a contractor pulls multiple permits a year, and Type B for single permits. Now look at Lexington. They have a consolidated city-county government known as LFUCG. They require contractors to register directly with building inspection and carry $500,000 in general liability insurance. Head down to Bowling Green, and they have a highly specific contractors licensing board that demands a full license, $100,000 in general liability, and mandatory workers' compensation. And, it gets even more hyper-localized depending on where exactly you live. Up in northern Kentucky, Kenton County requires an occupational license and proof of state credentials through an agency called PDS-KC. Over in Owensboro, the Metropolitan Planning Commission is the one monitoring these activities. And out west in Paducah, well, their fire department's construction division regulates contracting, and they demand proof of a whopping $1 million in general liability insurance just to operate. You really have to know your local rules. Finally, Section 5, tips for ensuring accurate verification. So how exactly do you protect yourself in such a fragmented, kind of confusing system? It all comes down to actionable due diligence. Before you sign any contract, before you hand over a single dime, you need to ask for the right documents and verify them yourself. Here is your essential homeowner checklist. First, always request a certificate of general liability insurance, ideally directly from their insurance agent, and $1 million per occurrence is pretty much the industry standard today. Second, verify they actually have mandatory workers' compensation coverage for their crew, so you aren't held liable for any job site injuries. Third, look up their business on the Kentucky Secretary of State website at sos.ky.gov. You want to ensure they're a legally registered entity in good standing. And finally, search your local municipality's permit portals. See if they actually have a track record of pulling permits and passing inspections in your specific city. Tracking this history can quite literally save you from disaster.
So empower yourself to make informed decisions. Seriously, don't let the excitement of a new home project blind you to the vital administrative checks that keep you safe. If you found this explainer helpful, please hit that like button, drop a comment with your own contractor experiences, and subscribe for more deep dives. And definitely be sure to share this explainer with anyone you know who's looking to renovate or build in Kentucky. You could honestly be saving them thousands of dollars and some incredible heartache.
Just a quick disclaimer before we wrap up. While this explainer is designed to give you the most accurate and up-to-date roadmap possible, municipal and state laws do evolve over time. Always, always do your own due diligence by consulting official Kentucky state resources, your local building departments, or legal counsel if you have specific concerns about a project. Thanks so much for joining me, and stay safe out there. Oh, and I want to leave you with this one provocative thought to chew on. If a contractor is ever hesitant to provide you with their license and insurance details up front, what else are they hiding from you behind the drywall?